beautiful people, and welcome to another exciting day on Orion's YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. Grab a seat, say hi to your neighbor, and let's explore today's topic. Hold on, there's no way that we're going to actually go into today's topic without me reminding you to please give this video a thumbs up, to drop a comment if you find anything you want to say during the course of the video, and to share with people in your circles, share with your loved ones and your not so loved ones. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time of being here, I'm so thankful for you. Please don't forget to subscribe and to give this video a thumbs up. So now let's really explore today's topic. Today I'm going to be talking about regret, how to deal with regret or overcome feelings of regret. And it is a topic that I've been meaning to talk about for a while, because I know that I am very aware about how many people, the possible percentage of people that are trying to navigate this emotion or overcome it and move on with their life. So today's video is for anyone who might be struggling with feelings of regret and who feel like the emotions are beginning to cripple. So if you are dealing with regret, first thing I'd like you to do is to call it by its name. Call the spade the spade. There are a lot of people that would rather ignore the emotions that are consuming them. The emotions of regret, the emotions of feeling like, oh, I shouldn't have made that decision, and all the emotions that come out as a result. A lot of people would rather just hide it and ignore it. And I've mentioned before in previous videos how suppressing emotions is always a bad idea, because it doesn't mean you've healed, it doesn't mean the emotion is not there. It just means that you are refusing to actually confront it and deal with it, and that is always a bad idea. So that's the first thing I'd encourage you to do if you are currently feeling so much regret about a decision you made. Call it what it is. Don't just say, oh, I don't like that happened, or I feel bad or something like that, or try to minimize what you really feel. No, don't do that. What you should do is actually call it what it is. I feel regret. I feel regret about this decision. Call it what it is. There's something very freeing about admitting to yourself, before even anyone else, about admitting to yourself what it is you are actually feeling. So that's the first thing I'd encourage you to do. Call it what it is. Then the next thing is to give yourself grace, show yourself compassion. Yes, you messed up. Yes, you should have known better. Yes, you shouldn't have done that. Yes, you should have done that. Yes, you shouldn't have been there. Yes, you shouldn't have been with them. Whatever the decision is that you feel regret about, give yourself grace. Show yourself some compassion. Extend the same compassion you would extend to a loved one if they told you how badly they were feeling about a decision they made. Extend that same compassion to yourself. You are a human being who is capable of making mistakes from time to time, even very painful mistakes. So remember that, and remember to give yourself grace. Now, this doesn't excuse what you did. This one doesn't excuse what you feel bad about. It doesn't even belittle it in any way. It's just you extending compassion to yourself. Show yourself some kindness and take the lessons from what happened. So the thing with regret is that because it is very crippling, it can make people get to this place where they are so blinded by what they wish they didn't do, or what they wish they didn't experience, or what they wish they didn't study, or who they wish they weren't friends with, or the decision they wish they had not made, and stuff like that. People can get so consumed, so crippled by those feelings, that they refuse to actually take the lesson from what happened or what didn't happen. So if it is that you shouldn't have been somewhere, you shouldn't have done something, what could you have done differently? This is not about visiting the past so that you can invoke more hurt on yourself. No, it is so that you can know what not to do next time, because it is possible that you are still presented with similar situations depending on what happened. So it's very important to actually take the lessons. The mere fact that you even feel regret about the decision shows that, especially if the decision was a bad decision or what you did was something that is not particularly good, if you feel regret, it shows that your heart is at least in a decent place, is at least tending towards the right place, and that can be a good sign that your conscience is still in check. So take the lessons from it. Don't just allow yourself to be consumed by the pain and by the fact that, oh, you wish you hadn't done this, you wish you hadn't done this, that you refuse to actually take what you can learn from what happened. So I'd encourage you to journal at this point. What do you think you could have done differently? What do you wish that you had done? How can you navigate the situation better moving forward? That is something that's probably one of the most important things you can even do, because not only does it help you be aware of what is going on, what went wrong or what happened, it also helps you in the future. It's painful that you had to learn whatever it is you had to learn in a painful way, or you had to experience whatever it is you had to experience. But the truth is that as long as you learn what you need to in such a way that what happened doesn't need to repeat itself, the situation is not a complete waste. Then where you need to take responsibility, take responsibility. A lot of us are guilty of passing the buck from time to time and blaming other people for things that we did wrong, or if somebody catches us doing something, or we did something, or we allowed something to happen, or we didn't do something. Inaction can be something in some cases that we regret as well. In those cases, it can be very easy to blame systems and other people and other situations and other life experiences. It's very easy to blame everything and everyone else but ourselves from time to time. It's very easy to do that, but that doesn't lead to any form of growth, and that means that the chances that what happened would happen again are pretty high. So take responsibility where you actually truly messed up. Take responsibility, and if you need to apologize, apologize. Don't be the kind of person that messes up or messes things up for someone, or if it's a situation where you know that, oh, there's another party involved or something, take responsibility and apologize to them. They don't have to accept your apology. They don't even have to want to talk to you. They don't even have to want you having your life. But take responsibility and apologize. That's the right thing to do, especially if you hurt somebody or caused harm to somebody in the process of doing or not doing what you are currently regretting. So take responsibility and apologize where you need to. So now you've decided to take responsibility, you've decided to take the lessons. The other thing you need to do is to actually set goals and set targets, and decide on what you are not going to do and what you are going to do differently. Because it's one thing to become aware, right, that okay, so this is the lesson, this is what I did wrong, this is what I didn't do, and all of that, and to even acknowledge that yes, I'm to blame for all of this. But it's another thing completely to actually apply what you learn. It's one thing to have wisdom, it's another thing to actually apply the wisdom. It's two different things. So actually apply the lessons that you are learning from whatever happened, and set goals. Okay, so I'm not going to do this again, I'm going to do this, and these are the checks and balances I'm putting in place. And when you actually achieve some of them or do some of them, or you notice after a period of time that, oh, you've changed in a certain area from good and all of that, then celebrate it no matter how small you think the win is. Celebrate it, give yourself a pat on the back. Celebrate how much progress that you are able to make as a result of the lesson that you learned. So yeah, take the lessons from the experience, what you should and should have not done. Take responsibility, apologize when you need to, but also actually apply what you learn. Then focus on, in line with celebrating even the small wins you have, focus on the improvements that you're able to make. Is very important, because from time to time you probably still have the feelings of regret still intruding into your thoughts and still trying to overwhelm you and be all consuming. And in those moments, what you should do is to try and be present enough to cut it off with, okay, so yes, this is how I'm feeling, but no, I'm not going to immerse myself in this feeling, because in this and this and this, I'm already working on this. I'm not going to allow this emotion consume me because I'm already working on it. It is when we just feel like, oh, we messed up, or what we did was bad, or what happened to us was awful, and we just sit there without doing anything, that it can be very hard to focus on any improvement, because we might not be making any improvements if we just sit still and just continue to marinate in the sadness and in the feelings of regret. But if we actually, like I said, make steps to get better and actually apply the lessons that we learn, we would actually see improvements and changes in ourselves, in our lives, in our experiences, and all things being equal. And in those cases, we can then cut off the negative thoughts, the intrusive thoughts of regret, with the progress that we are actually making. And that's always a good thing, because you need to challenge the thoughts, because the thoughts will come, depending. I know that experiences differ, and the grade of the intensity of the pain, the intensity of the regret also differs depending on the season, the age, the experience itself, what you did, and the impact of the decision or indecision. But the truth is that if you are moving forward, if you are applying what you should, and if you are taking it day at a time, giving yourself grace and giving yourself time to heal, you will be a little bit better able to cut off the intrusive thoughts of regret when they come, by focusing on what you are working on and how you are improving in your life. Then give yourself time to heal. It can be very frustrating when we give ourselves a timeline of, okay, so I've been dealing with this thing for 1 year, and now it's 3 years, and I'm still feeling bad about it. Yes, there are cases where it feels like, well, this thing is taking so long, I should be a lot better by now, depending on whether or not you're engaged in the healing process. But the truth is that different situations, different people, different warrant different time for healing to be complete, and that's the truth. So yes, engage the healing process, be aware, apologize where you have to, take responsibility, but still be patient with yourself and give yourself time to heal. It doesn't mean that you should go bleeding everywhere and ranting on social media and just cussing everybody and everything out. No, but you should be merciful to yourself. Just extend that patience to yourself, that okay, and remind yourself that one day you are actually going to be completely over this. And not only will you be over this, you actually be in a place where you can help other people in maybe similar situations, or you will not make that kind of decision again, and not cause whatever happened to happen again. So just give yourself time to heal. Just be patient with yourself. And I know I mentioned it already, but regret is very crippling. So sometimes you might actually need external help, and that's the truth. It can be in form of a friend, a mental health professional, which I would recommend, a spiritual leader, a parent, a loved one. It can be in form of somebody that is able to pick us up from the trenches. But regardless of who it is, get help if you feel like you need to. If you feel like the regret is crippling you so much, you're not able to move forward and do anything. In fact, you're not even able to apply any lessons because you just feel so bad. It happens. It happens. Especially if the time when you realize that, oh, this was a bad thing, and or this was messy and I hate this situation and all of that. If the proximity is very close to when it actually happened, it might be harder to actually apply any. You might not even feel like you want to learn anything, and you might not even feel like getting better, which is an emotional response that you can actually have. In such situations, you might actually need help. You might need to open up somebody, you might need somebody else to pull you up, because you might need the strength that comes from whether the professional or friendly relationship or parental relationship or whatever it is. You might need that help if you feel like the regret is consuming you and crippling you. So I just want to encourage you, if you feel like you messed up, there's no going back, or I know that in some cases the impact, the effect of the decision, the indecision, the action, the inaction might be so strong that nothing I'm saying even makes sense to you, because you're like, nah, you don't know my situation. That thing is very deep. I want to encourage you to know that you will get better. I really believe that you will get better. It might feel like everything is crashing down on you. The decision is having the situation is having so much of an impact on your life that you can't even move forward. But I really believe that you will get better. I want to encourage you to not give up on yourself. Don't isolate yourself from people that love you and people that care about you. Don't allow the feelings of regret to consume you so much that you slip into more debilitating situations. Please give yourself grace. I know it might not be the easiest thing, but please show yourself some compassion. It will get better, you will get better, and you will not always feel this way. Thank you so much for staying to the end. Thank you for hanging with me again. I want to remind you to please give this video a thumbs up if you found it to be helpful. Please share with anybody that you think might need it. Please drop a comment, and please subscribe if you are new here. And I'll see you in my next video.